Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's show. Changed plans to start things off here. We're not going to see the game that we were announcing. We're actually going to be seeing another game.
Yes, that is correct. There's going to be Team Zoctai who are going to come up against Team123. A bit of a mixed bag with these guys. Because it was such a quick change, we don't really know all too much about what the lineup is going to be. So, we'll just have to take it at face value when we get into the game.
Definitely.
But
before that,
yes, we have to talk about the first game.
Yeah, what we just saw on Inferno. Manslaughter, massacre. What words did we use?
It's a massacre, a decimation, an absolute travesty.
It was everything.
Yeah,
everything that wasn't good.
We said that initially that our homeboys, Sweden, of course. We're broadcasting live here from Sweden, and Volti and I, we usually like sort of keeping our arms around our homeboys, But in this instance, the Danes.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't thinking I was biased at all. Actually, I thought they had they had a good chance. That was even more of a.
And that makes it even worse.
Yeah, that makes it much worse than it. I'm the guy who's supposed to be, on day, see who's beating who and what's not, and now that happens. So yeah.
Yeah, I think both of us, like from having the conversation before, I didn't expect that. The final scoreline was 16-4 in favor of Fragsters, and I mean, I really want to just go back to that because we have some time to kill here, guys. I don't think no, we actually do have it. So I can connect to the server, but there's always going to be a little bit of downtime, in between as the team's getting ready.
Obviously.
But I really just want to sort of go back and. If you guys are watching that, of course, you'll see you'll know what we're talking about specifically. But it's the way that the Danes Fragsters set up most of their T-side rounds.
That was amazing.
We saw some really high octane hyper aggression, like we talked about. The mobility, using just going straight up banana, hyper aggressive, taking some forced map control. The entry fragging was generally excellent, and it was just. I mean, at that point in the game, like when you're on Rogue Academy's side of things, the enemy team just looks unstoppable. Because I think that was like, whatever they tried, it just didn't work out.
They did the pushes that we
were... That was like the one moment of initiative that we saw generally. We saw a little bit of aggression in apartments, but honestly, I don't really think it paid off enough.
Definitely not. I mean, one of the things that we saw Fragsters do on the T side was initially take control very quickly over... at least the front line of fire of the A side. Not only that, but then again, the same thing over towards B and Banana. They always dueled that area out and took good control of it. And then as soon as they had good map control all over the T side of the map, pretty much, they decided to either fake or commit to a side. If anything went wrong, they quickly had
like
info
right
on
before that decision was made, we also saw like a complete slowdown of everything in the game. And they just started waiting, and we had one man, not sure exactly who it was, but I remember he was always checking behind to see if there was a push coming up from the CT side.
Yeah, he went back T-spawn one
all
time.
The way back. Yeah, exactly. Like, and it really showcased how calculated and sort of well synchronized these guys were. I feel as if they had just everything figured out in that game.
Yeah, team composure is their word.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, you nailed it, man. Like right on the spot. Really, really solid play coming out from them. So I'm really impressed with that. I think it really, sets things off very nicely here for the start of this season of the Nordic Championship.
And what more have we got here?
I mean, if we get another team who sort of perform in a similar way, and they are eventually going to come up against against one another, remember that?
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get to cast that game
overtime.
And how sick would that be?
I would love for that to be Inferno, by the way, just to see how Fragsters deal with
another team.
Yeah,
the same. Yeah,
that would be.
I
completely
agree.
Sick. But that's not what we're going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing a map Mirage being played with Team123 facing off against Team Zoctai. And I think Zoctai, if I'm not mistaken, are Norwegian. I'm not going to say that's confirmed, but I believe they are
The flag tells us they're Norwegian, so they have to be Norwegian.
Yeah.
But you never know, because sometimes...
Yeah, actually, that was flipped last time.
Exactly, so maybe... But
it looks like they've got the Zoctai logo and everything. They've got Truth, by the way. He plays... him and Ratifaction are two players that you want to look out for particularly. But then again, on Team123, you've got the names. You've got NATO Sapphics, for example, very famous. I think he used to be a YouTuber more than he was a pro, but has kind of transitioned into being a pro.
If I'm not mistaken, he played with Magistra as well at one point, no? Like not too long ago.
Magic Boy.
No, Magister. Magister,
Magister.
like
Oh,
a Danish,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like Danish team who. Yeah, no, he was playing with them because that was actually the very first CS class
Yeah.
they ever did at Inferno Online for the AOC challenge. I remember that one specifically, guys. That's the one I know.
I remember they did one thing at another IO event. Actually, he was talent. NATO Suffix, yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
he's
was
done
like
he's
he was like desk talent, right? Or
yeah.
like a host
he
or
was
whatever.
desk talent and caster. We moved around a lot.
Mm.
Like each and every
I
one of us,
think
yeah.
that was the one where they had like all of the
yeah. The Spanish caster. Or
Yeah,
Spanish,
yeah,
he
exactly.
was-
So I mean, he's been around a little bit, and you know, it's always really fun for me, who's like very new to the Counter-Strike scene, especially like in the smaller domestic area, to sort of see these names that I recognize, because you know, then for me, I can sort of start following this thread through, and it makes it really exciting. And then on that end, you know, it's really good for me to have a guy like Volti here, of course, who's been around the scene for a long time. He's 17 years old. He is not but a baby. But you've been casting Counter-Strike for about 3-4 years now, so
yeah, I started casting at 14 actually. Believe it or not,
that is so cool, man.
it's kind of weird to like I've grown up with Counter Strike, pretty much.
It's a passion project, but
Yeah.
here we are, guys, coming into the knife round on Mirage. It is going to be the map played here for this best of one, and well, see how this one goes.
And we're gonna be looking at Team Zoctai. Yeah, they're gonna be winning the knife round. So should be going over to play the CT side, but you never know with anyone on this map really. But Mirage usually very CT sided map. People like to.
This is one of those maps, like as we were talking about Cash being a very balanced one, but here we are, like you said. They're going to switch things over onto that CT side, and from this point on, I'm honestly not expecting anything too unconventional. Should see, you know, single smoke kit, and maybe even double flashbangs in kit if he just has to play on the A side, because that can be very powerful, you know, to shut down a quick A rush. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything too crazy here, Volti. As we are now coming into the start of things, it is going to be the pistol round. Armor buy on every single one of the terrorists here. And Red Faction, there it is, smoking kit. Nothing strange here, brother.
We'll see if they go with the same kind of approach I've seen them do before. Is usually on the CT side they want to be offensive at the beginning to see that or to get that initial first information, and then they back off with a rotation potentially of what might be happening. Truth will be firing off these first two bullets, and it's going to be a double frag coming in, not only by him but Rosie on the team level right there. Cycron with the frag on Truth, good reply coming in, but still with a one-man advantage on the CT side. Cell rate has info of someone being on short. Enix knows there's another player right there as well, so they're not going to be taking the duel. Enix decides to back off, which is completely the right move, as these two players are committing to that very push. Spotting out the first player, repositioning, won't be able to take that frag home, as HCK stands in line to get at least one. Should be able to go in for the second one as well. They've got two players here, so the double play is definitely in touch on the B site. Now Rezix on that Glock is going to be trying to play for some information before going in for that plant, and as soon as he initializes that plant, cell rate is going to be on point to hold that down. However, as I say that, Rosie will be going in for the frag. Rezex left alone, has to do something with his Glock, won't be able to, as Ratifaction works together with HCK to take him down. Diffuse is going to be coming down without any further issues, and there you have it, the first round for the Norwegian Zoctai. A very straightforward pistol round, I want to say, from the Danish side. Could have been a win, could have been a loss, in my opinion.
Yeah. Could have been anyone's round. I completely agree with you there. I mean, very even trading.
Yeah.
And I didn't really. There were no crazy like guys not tapping away getting 3 quick frags. And fairly long-winded round, I have to say. But nonetheless, getting the bomb down is always very nice here for the Danish side of things. And you can actually see that they are going to be investing into pistols, armor, and lots of utility. So only Nata Safex is going to be saving up a little bit there with that Tech 9 and no head armor. It is definitely going to make for a very interesting 4th round in this game.
And it's after getting the plant, which is very unusual.
Yeah, like, I'd actually expect to see, like, maybe an SMG instead of all this utility, but I feel as if they have some sort of plan. Yeah, Rezix is going to be setting up the smoke. Now the question is, are they going to commit? If so many men stacked up, it was a B7, you can see. It's actually going to be 3 men moving through mid. Slowly walking up here through short. They've actually completely relinquished controller of CPL, so they're not going to have any idea this is coming through. Now shots coming through the connector area, and now the call cut should come in. It is going to be a full run onto this B site.
Please spray down coming in from HCK, going in for a triple frag. NATO Safix will be going down, and the utility on the Tech 9s is definitely not going to be paying off. 4K coming in from HCK, allowed to just get 1-by-1 frags. Cell rate going down at the end of that, and Team123, after that force buy, are going to be forced to go for an eco.
Yeah, solid defense there coming up on the B side. Again, like we saw there previously on the first map between Fragsters and Rogue Academies, that the Tech9s can be very dangerous when they come up close. But nonetheless, no rushing away with pacing here, and it looks as if Team123, they're just going to go for the good old-fashioned pistol rush. A couple of P250s acquired here, but nothing too substantial. Single flashbang here from Cyclones. See if you can out, but HCK again. 2 frags. Now the Suffix will actually find the kill. But yeah, you can see that he managed to shut things down. Rosie's going to come in around the flank with only accelerators left. Oh, oh my god, that reload! That's the most untimely reload I've ever seen, Multi, and he's going to go down.
That allowed for the plant. I don't see why he didn't go for the pistol. He waited for the reload, allowed for the plant. Now they get that cash injection. So Team123, that's like giving away money. Okay, Team Zoctai.
Wow.
I mean, you know,
wow,
it's what happens.
That was
happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
like
that was great, man.
Yeah,
I love little moments like that.
Yeah. Now Team123, they've got the op on native suffix. I'd watch out for that one. But also great utility to work with, and finally a heavier rifle round for them to work with, obviously, to get out on the sites. And starting off with a bomb in a very neutral position, still in T-spawn, as the rest of the gang split up all across the map to see if they can get that entry somewhere, it looks like. And they're coming in with this passive approach, a little bit of an offense coming in by native suffix as he goes in for the first one. Ratifaction will be going down, and after that decided to back off, knowing that the player came in very close. Ratifaction with a small bit of aggression, allowing for them to get that entry. Now Team123 has that to work with, and now Zoctai obviously has to come in close. And ooh, Resix is ready for that smoke push. Truth has no idea. Now giving away those 2 first frags. Team123 can just work with this. Not sure if Zoctai was expecting this passive approach from them all across the map, really. And they can counter that in the future rounds, definitely. But so far, and then in this round, this is definitely the Danes to take home. Basso, one on the AK-47 inside a window. HCK with a FAMAS. We've seen him do wonders before. Can he do it again is the question. Doesn't look like Accelerate will be taking him down. And now in a 1-on-5, Rosie, I'd say go for the save.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on to this AWP. Bring it to bear into the next round. I mean, even if the rest of the team has to go for even a full eco, you know, just denying 2 or 3 AKs into the next round is really good. It just hurt the economy of the enemy. Play it for the longer game. I mean, they've already got themselves the first 3 rounds. Anything additionally, like 4 or 5, is generally fairly uncommon, because it's when those AKs get brought onto the field that you generally see terrorists sort of start opening things up here. Good shot comes in there from Rosie, as he is going to be able to stay alive in this round still. So he can find another go. So actually lands a leg shot there, but now they have the information on where he is, and there is a man playing his back. Not going to be needed, as Rez is going to shut things down. And even recovering, or rather denying, more importantly, that AWP. Big moment during this game. Now you can still see that there was enough money here for Zoctai to go for another buy. Enix, only at $1,500, doesn't even have that armor, so we should see a drop here.
Yeah, they dropped the UMP, I think.
Yeah, there it is. So they've still managed to piece together a pretty decent buy, and remember, HTK with that AWP going to be a very important linchpin here in the defense for their side. But again, Team123 slowing things down a little bit here, except Nacho Suffix with that AWP, opening things up here, finding the kill on HTK, goes for the second shot, not going to land it. He tries to go for it again, switches his sidearm, and it will be enough here to bring down Enix, but another man has rotated in. And it's going to be Rosie looking for the headshot, not going to find it, as he's going to get trapped between a rock and a hard place, and he's going to go down. And it's only going to be Ratifaction, last man standing here for Team Zoctai, and he should be falling back, holding onto this M4.
And what you have there is obviously the B side crowded very quickly by the Danes. I think, or one of the things that we should see from Zoctai in the next upcoming rounds, as soon as they get these rifles, is potentially to take greater control of middle. Not only from connector and window, but also potentially a push from short to make sure mid is an area that's always clean for them. Because what happens now is they get surrounded in that B site from apartments and short, and they can't handle it. At least with one player remaining after the first one goes down from apartments, you got Rosie standing there, and you, as you said, between a rock and a hard place, there's not much to do. Team123 with yet another round in their pockets, and NATO Sapphics, I want to say, you know, that off play, the way he was allowed to dance inside of apartments was just incredible, with a P250 flicking over, getting the frag. Now, 3-2, and Zoctai trying to make the best out of the situation. I'd say place that M4 somewhere where it can generate some frags and deal eco damage. But then again, they've got another round coming up after this, and going for that win and potentially not losing it too quickly is also part of the key of winning. Now push, and that was what we're looking at. Zoctai's gonna go in for one. Looks like a complete mow down on middle so far for the CT side, not allowed to move at all. As I say that, 5 people remain on the T side, and Team123, the Danish side, will be picking it up, making it an equal scoreline.
A very clean round there. Again, utilizing the mid control very well. Now, obviously, coming up against pistols, only a single M4. There's not too much there to really challenge the authority of those AK-47s. But I think it really highlights one thing here, that on a map like Mirage, the mid-section of the map is really important, because if you can wrestle control from the CTs there with just brute forcing it essentially, you can go anywhere on the map, especially if you leave a guy lurking in B apartments, you know, maybe Natasafix with that at AWP, or put a man up towards Palace in A, and you can basically go wherever you want on this site, and it's going to be up towards the CTs to, you know, sort of reforce back the situation into one that favors them. Now, evidently, so far, things have slowed down a little bit, but you can see that Team Zoctai, they're showing a lot more respect this time towards Team123, because I feel as if they were sort of getting a little bit over-ambitious out of first 3 wins sort of tied together. But now, as you can see, somewhat of an aggressive position from Truth, but see if we can make this pay off, because this is still very exposed.
Yeah, and Zoctai has got like a stack over towards the A side, even though they've got full weapons, which again is going to be coming in very handy as these first frags rain in. Cycron with the first one. They shouldn't expect anyone to be up on balcony. Truth's going to go in for the first one. Rosie working together with him. Cycron with a good reply. And now with 3-on-3, they actually make it a 3-on-2. Basa with the frag on Rosie right there. And the earshot. ENX not standing a chance. Nato Safix doing what we saw in Inferno last time. I think that was from another Danish player, if I'm not mistaken. HCK with the A1S. Flashbang coming up in the sky. Basso, 12 HP remaining. He's going to take this one. This shouldn't be expected from HCK. Then again, it should be, because he's allowed for the time to be taken to...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you should... I mean, at this point, though, maybe he'll just sort of stick here towards CT spawn. But he's, again, I think they're just going to push him. Force the rifle out of his hands.
Yeah, they know eco damage is everything right here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, should see it. HCK, man. You can see he's, like, sort of hesitating. He's thinking about it. Like, do I want to go for peek? At least shave off another rifle. But obviously, you can see that Buster. Oh, well, he will end up losing that duel. So... at least he holds onto one rifle, and if we look at the money here, they could piece together a pistol buy here, quasi-buy, if you will, but I still think that just going for the full eco here, going into the next round, maybe even playing double AWPs wouldn't be all too bad, but instead they are going to go and opt in for those pistol and armor buys, which, I mean, it gives you sort of better balance in terms of firepower, but it is going to cut the economy into the next 2 rounds here coming out from Team Zoctai, so... I think you need to be a little bit careful there. You have to respect the authority of guys like Natasafix and Accelerate so far. I definitely feel have been certainly delivering, and already Basso, you can see, stopping the push there into the underground area right away. Takes a little bit of damage for his troubles, but regardless though, already finding a very quick frag is definitely going to give them a lot more confidence coming into this one, because if we've seen it time and time again, Volty, it is of course that pistols can just completely turn around over its head. So I'm glad to see that Team123 are still showing enough respect towards the enemy team, but they're not playing scared.
I feel like one of the things that they're doing is facing the CTs on their choke points as soon as they try to be offensive. For example, down there in underground, they want to wait that out for the moment that the CTs actually do push, and as soon as they get that first frag, they know they can work with that. Team123 forced to back off, actually not forced, but decides to back off over towards the T side of the map, and all the way over towards A site, where there's currently no Zoctai members standing. They've got one inside of window to do potential work and delay a further push, but then again, he's playing with low money. He's got a pistol. I think, is that a P250? Yeah, it is a P250. He's got some head armor, but what's that got to do against an AK-47, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely underwhelming. Now, all the utility raining in onto the A side, smoke for stairs, crossover, everything has been sealed off here. Right now, there's just nothing here to look for Zoctai. And Radifaction, man. He's going to be isolated into the CT spawn. Now, the entire play there coming out from Team123 was that they forced the entire rotation from the entire CT side. Natasafix finding another frag. Zyker and Rezex again bringing down to one man. It is going to be HCK, but he's not going to be enough. And yet again, losing control of that rifle. And now they will be able to piece together another buy. But Team123, they've definitely found a little bit of a stride in this game, I want to say. Doing a really smart job in the way that they force those over rotations, because we've seen it about for 3 rounds, I think we've seen like a pretty grave over rotation coming in from Zoctai, just completely playing themselves, if you will.
Yeah, that's why, again, one of the things that I was talking about at the very beginning of the game is Zoctai potentially taking control of short just to get info on middle, being one of the areas that, again, is used so much by Team123. There you have NATO Sapphics opening up with the first one in middle. Right after that, being taken control of by the other Ts standing in line over there. Enix with one. It's going to be Basso going down. On short, you've got another player. That's going to be the AK-47 firing those first bullets. We'll be repositioning for a shot. Basso. Actually, it's not Basso. Rezex goes in for the reply on Enix. Truth on Celebrate right there. Makes it a 3-on-4, or 3-on-2, pardon me for that. Rosie with the A4 standing behind on site. And is moving to see if he can get a greater hold of this side. Won't be able to do so. Rezex instantly denies, and Rosie's going to be going down the bad faction. Comes in from an unexpected angle. Not only that, but as he does, Truth comes in from behind. And fires those bullets where they're supposed to sit. 5-4 in Zoctai now. Again, coming back into it, they've got a double up setup for the next round, which is going to be interesting to see how they place their ops, obviously. I feel like middle... I've seen it once, actually, where they place one op on short and one op on window, and it actually works out much more well than people would think. It's one of those things that, you know,
what you can do as well, like, you know, look over the crossover smoke in short is by jumping up on that little ledge that you sometimes see people use to jump into CPL. Really powerful position, you know, you can easily use that to get yourself a cheeky frag. Now, Sapphics is going to get punished. Walks up ramp there and gets absolutely obliterated, by those grenades. What a way to go. And, you know, because he's been such an aggressive player that it's definitely going to slow down the momentum there a little bit here for Team123, and especially with Truth also finding the frag onto Basso from that stairs position. So far actually a good start here for Zoctai, trading 2 for 1. Definitely feeling a little bit more comfortable coming into this round. Now, obviously, again, relinquishing control of that mid area. I really want to see them actually contest this area a little bit more, because as you can see, it is going to give 123 a little bit more room to work with. And, you know, you could easily get one man up into CPL, perhaps go for a cheeky peek shot there onto the short area. One quick frag, and they can easily rotate to wherever they want to go. But now, obviously, with one man playing inside the ladder room, he's going to be making things a little bit more complicated. But as I say, that's Zykarin is going to walk right in and just execute that man. See if Rossi can find himself a kill. He needs to get this return frag, or else it's going to be 3-on-2. And remember that you have one man isolated all the way over to that B site. And yes, he will. He's going to completely annihilate Cyclone as the bomb is moving over towards that A site.
I feel like they leave the bomb in too much of a neutral position for too long. Celebrate is going to get that information, but it's traded instantly. Now, obviously, after getting that first frag, it's a 2-on-1. They should play for him pretty much at the same time. Enix is going to give away his position, though, and this is where Celebrate's going to run for it. Picking up that bomb.
Did he not hear those rounds?
Yeah, he did. He's running for it. Picks up that bomb, and now he wants to get some time because there's so little time on the timer. You got 13 seconds remaining. One player is in CT. He's going to go down here any second. So, or actually, they don't commit to it. As they do, though, they take him down. They allow for the plant to happen, but it's really a whatever situation for them since they do win that round. Pick up that op, and it looks like they're going to go for a double up again. Or are they?
Yeah, it looks like it. He's going to go and secure the one in
ladder
room area, yeah.
They did the thing.
I do believe where it is. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I don't think they actually managed to get too much done there in the mid area because, I mean, they did get completely shut down there by Cyclone. However, the recovery was good. Unfortunate that the bomb didn't get stopped because you can see Team123 have a ton of money to work with, so they're going to be able to stay afloat in this game for a couple of rounds at least, even if they should drop this one. And, well, yet again, see how they're going to be starting things up. Scoreline 5-5, very equal right now. I don't really think there's anyone on either side standing out in particular fragging power. So far, this is actually going to turn out to be a very interesting game here, Volty.
Yeah, so far, the guy that we've been talking about is NATO Sapphics. Pretty much. Rezex here with the AK-47. Trying to gain some control here on the Palace.
So close.
Too close. Truth backing off, though, with that op. Not willing to be as offensive as he just was. Ratifaction repositioning to get that frag instead. And as he does, knows that someone might just pop out a slope. Places himself in shadow. Flashbangs are going to be flying over like never before, widening each and every one of them out. Even themselves, Basso, as he runs through. Ratifaction with a good position, though, is going to be coming through with one frag. Celebrate, as I say, that goes in for the reply. And now with a 4-on-4, Rosie has to get some information, but this smoke is just blocking him off. HCK can't spot anyone either. Bomb's got to get planted, and now playing for the retake. They've only got 2 kits to work with. Rosie and HCK must stay alive or give away their positions to the rest of their mates. Pick up that. Oh, yeah, NATO Sapphics has a really good position to counter them as well.
This plant as well, Volty, completely open. Truth is going to find the frag onto Rezix, though, and already a fairly good starter on this retake. Natasafix from the flank, though. Oh my god, this positioning, completely unexpected. And he gets 3. Can he make it 4? Not going to land that shot, but Cyclone is going to come in there, finish things. But Natasafix with that play, perfect positioning, completely unexpected. Wow.
That was, you saw the plan was pretty much set up for that to happen as well.
Dude.
You know, Natasafix, he was waiting.
I was so ready for them to be peeking, you know, like one by one there from the ramp area.
He's been waiting to do that.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. That was, well, Team123, another round in the bank for you. Now forcing Team Zoctai down to a low budget round. Natasafix opening up with the first one. Headshot comes in on Enix. And now a 5-on-4 in which, you know, should be a very solid round for Team123, but then again, you've got Zoctai looking to do not only eco damage, but pick something up from this.
The question is, though, you know, can they? They have a P250 and a Deagle to work with, but, I mean, at this point in time, I don't think it's going to be possible, really. HCK is going to try to go for the tag there. Not going to be enough. 3 muzzles facing him. And ready for action, last man standing. Oh, he's...
yeah.
I thought it was a P2K for a moment there, but... Seeing the USP, like, without the suppressor is so weird to me. Wow, that was cheeky. Natasafix almost losing his head. Thank God for head armor. 7-5 is now the scoreline between Team123 and Zoctai.
This is probably one of the things that Zoctai has done. I don't know how many times we said that earlier, how the head armor doesn't do anything against the AKs. Zoctai keep investing in head armor, even though they know Team123 has
That's
got...
a really good point.
Yeah,
Actually,
I don't understand.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, sure, they're facing one M4, definitely, but,
yeah, but I mean,
in the earlier rounds,
exactly,
that was
like it's not worth it to cut yourself short in terms of utility to just respect one M4. Like, it's not, doesn't even make any sense. Rosa there, almost getting that spray down, but he is going to end up getting traded as the rotation is going to be coming in. Truth going down as well. Enix in the smoke, he's looking for it, gets 1, turns over, gets 2, stops the bomb from going down, and all of a sudden this is doable. Even dinks Rezix there on the stairs position, and it is going to be all up to HCK. Can he do it? Oh, he gives away his position, but Natasafix there from the short area yet again. Lines it up, finishes things off, 8-5.
Looked like HCK was going to have that for a while. He got the information. He got the information of someone being stairs, but then again, he doubted,
Even saw Natasafix in mid there for just a brief split second. So unfortunate there.
Yeah, definitely highlight player so far, Natasafix, one of the guys that we were talking about at the beginning of the game as well. Yeah, and he's actually top fragging, but not only that, he's been doing so much impact work, not only on the B side of the map, but all over the map, playing that op, particularly on the B side so far. But we'll see how that's going to be panning out in the future of this half. So far, with 2 more rounds remaining, we can only say B side is going to be one of those areas that he's going to be working with. Besso opening up with 1. Makes it a 5-on-4 with Natasafix dropping down to 6 HP. C-Set 75, not going to be doing a lot of work in that close range advantage that we like to talk about with the C-Set not working their way at all. Rezix comes out on middle, on top, reloads
Instant
that.
headshot.
Yeah.
Just completely decimated. I'm really liking this. Like, we've seen this consistently so far from Team123 a lot of the times. Like, when they're up against these pistol rounds, you see the double peeking. So essentially, you know, they're always going to be ready to lose one team member, but they're going to make sure that there's no way for Team Zoctai to secure themselves any one of these rifles.
Yeah, and in the pistol round we saw from Zoctai, where one of the players was coming in CT with the Deagle, for example, we had 3 people. From
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
so
like,
that,
always peeking.
Yeah, always making sure.
So smart. Like, this is the perfect play to, you know, to play out these pistol rounds versus when you're coming up against these eco rounds. It's really, really smart. And
great way of anti-ecoing.
Yeah, exactly. And so far, man, they've been doing really good work here. Already going to find the first frag there. I think they know that there's another one down in underground. Damn, Rezix with that spray on the truth. Now it's going to be Enix and HTK left. 4v2 situation, and so far, I mean, even in the duels, they've started to fall behind a little bit here. Not looking good.
What can you really say about this? Enix is spotted out. They're trying to do just what Team123 has done to them with a double play right there. AK's got to be picked up. Now backing off towards the A side. They want to reposition, and this is one of the brighter moves I've seen from them so far. Zoctai in the last round, knowing they have to commit, obviously will be putting themselves in a greater advantage of taking this one home. HCK out on the side, not spotting a single man, decides to back off right immediately after that, and they split up. Enix taking control over B. As I say that, Team123 are initializing that push over towards the A side. HCK, yeah, he's falling into the trap. Yeah. This is. And look at how much utility Team123 has, too. You know, as soon as they get that plant, they can utilize the smokes to delay further retake from Zoctai in the post-plant positioning.
Yeah, the issue here as well, look at this.
Yeah.
They're both committing so deep onto this B side. The rotation coming in is going to be essentially impossible to make an entry onto the A side. I think, you know, like, we might have to see some sort of extreme playmate. Like, Poppers doesn't even, they don't even have more than a simple smoke to work with. Flash is as well, just one there for HCK. Bomb has gone down now. Planted very openly as well. And yeah, this is going to be a really rough retake coming out here from the CT side. HCK, together with his teammate Enix, is going to be pushing through the CT area. Single flashbang, that's all he's going to have to work with. He's going to go for the pop flash. Not going to find the frag there, but Rezex will get traded out by Enix, who's only down to 13 HP. He's going to go for the smoke down, but they've heard him. And that's it. Native Sapphics to shut things out. And that's going to be Team123 winning the T side convincingly 10-5. And Volty, you and I both agreed that this is definitely more of a CT-sided map. Team Zoctai even winning that knife round, so it was their pick to start there on the CT side. And now coming over, this is going to be rough.
I've written down one thing here for this half. You want to see what it said? You read that, or is my handwriting too bad?
No, it's great. It's much better than mine.
Is it?
Can I say it?
I think so.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, Volty.
Pretty much the only thing I've put down on paper is Zoctai over rotate.
Yeah,
it's been like one of the things that has kept going on back and forth, or not even back and forth, over and over again, pretty much. Not only towards the B side, A side has been the case too, but mostly towards the B side, and that's what we saw in the past round.
I think it's because, you know, there was so much pressure onto the B side essentially in the first round that they felt so scared that they put so many men there dedicated to the defense. But, you know, speaking about that. Here on this pistol round, they're getting absolutely decimated. Only one man left. It's just going to be Rosie with a Glock, but Rezex comes on in there, pops one round into his head, and that's going to be the end of it. Not a single man down. Flawless round coming in there from Team123. And that is definitely a punch in the guts here if you're...
Basso with a 3K.
Yeah.
You know, standing in the same position, just going
tapping away.
back and forth, back and forth. That's... Again, goes to show Team123, not only do they have the team composure, but the individual skill to take these guys down.
I think that especially so, like after such a rough T side, or rather, pardon me, from such a rough CT side, when you are going to be the attacker, it's much harder for you to start walking into these pre-held angles from a team like 123, especially with a guy with Knife of Sapphics. He's going to be playing on that scout, actually, so, you know, might see that come into play already. You can see Truth getting tagged up a little bit here. But to finish the thought that, whoa, hold your horses right now. Truth with one and not going to be able to find two. But it could have been a start to something great.
Ended very sadly. R.I.P. Norway. It's going to be Rosie going down to Cyclone right there. You've got a 4-on-3 situation. Again, with Zoctai tying their knots pretty much. Cyclone with a frag on Ratifaction right there. Walking out in the field alone is pretty much a basic suicide in this game currently. Native Sapphics, I mean, the entirety of the Danish lineup currently works with the double play, not only the double play, sometimes triple play. We've seen that over and over again. As soon as they have that information, they work with that, and look at that cell rate allowed to get a double frag. There's nothing Zoctai does to counter this style of approach from them, and I think that's got to be the issue. Obviously, they're playing with pistols here, so not much, yeah.
It's like they're already essentially handicapped into the round, and then they're not utilizing what little leverage they have, you know, so... Definitely looking really rough for Team Zoctai, but I want to finish that thought that we were talking about, you know, the over-rotation on the CT side before this round starts kicking into action, or this second half, is that they just didn't really look super coordinated when it came to the movements there. Now, Native Sapphics is lighting people up left and right with his scout, gets one, gets two, three, and that is probably the quickest round that we've had so far in this game.
Allowing Cyclone to get that many frags again with the UMP. I'm not sure. Was it 2? Was it 1? 2. So that's like being walking ATM machines pretty much. Going out into middle, giving away that cash. Now 8.1k on him, and he's going to keep going with the UMP just to cash him extra in. And they know that because obviously they know they're going to be facing AK-47s and what's so not, but why not push it to the limit, really?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. Like you might as well. You have the rounds to work with anyway. So
a very... if you can put it that way, cocky move, really, and that's one of the things that
it's kind of warranted, though.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that you see teams do, when they fall into this kind of a choke or whatever you want to call it, is they fall into the confidence trap. I like to call it, is when they're too confident, they start pushing and they start thinking, we're so much better. We can really just bite them in the butt wherever they go, and eventually Zoctai, just flips it over, and you have a combat coming in. So that's a danger.
I guess we could call it, like walking away with the advantage,
Yeah.
or like rather giving away the momentum, giving it back
Yeah.
more than anything. Because even now, like on the CT side, on the defending half, Team123, you can see they're even taking a little bit initiative there. It's again Natasafix, no surprise with that AWP trying to go for those early picks.
Not too crucial though.
That being said, look at this. Whoa, okay, this is super confusing, guys. We have so many icons, they've all got the same color. I have no idea what's going on, but hey. For now, you can see that HCK playing with a naked AWP, not even affording that body armor. And he's also only got a Glock. So for personal defense, he's not in a great spot. And with the Enix tagged up already, 30 seconds left on the clock here. Volti, right now, the pressure's mounting on Team Zoctai. We're looking at a potential 14-5. They need to make something happen.
Yeah.
Is it going to be possible right now, though? The bomb is moving over through that connector area as Radifaction is going to be able to find the first frag onto Rezix. No rotation coming in. Truth is going to shut down Cyclone as well. And now might be able to actually piece this together. Natasafix and Accelerate, the only two members left standing. They are going to go back and hold on to these guns. So Zoctai stay in it, at least for now.
I feel like Zoctai's been overtaken by old Na'Vi, waiting out the rounds, round after round after round, pushing in when there's like 30, 25 seconds remaining. It worked this time, but I think Team123 are able to handle the situation as soon as they get into the groove of that. Accelerate, get on the frag on Truth right there, trying to push him. Natasafix holding this one off with the op. Obviously, long distance is his advantage right here. Playing that up. Should be a solid save for the CTs currently alive, and that's going to be the case. Team123 coming into yet another round here, allowed, and look at how much bank they have. They decide to go for the save there as well because they know they're going to get the extra cash anyways, playing that CT side, obviously. So now what you have is not only a bank used, but another bank on top of that, 3.1k, 2k.
Yeah, they can very easily bring this into the next two rounds, like if they want to do that. But
with a loss bonus as well.
Yeah, exactly. That becomes a big part of it. Now, again, look at this. I really like it. Natasafix so aggressive here with this AWP, always looking for those early kills. And you can see there's actually one man running all the way up through mid. Psycho trying to go for that cheeky peek, not going to find any leverage there. But at least he tried, and I think that's definitely what counts. HTK actually getting tagged down there quite significantly. Down to 21 HP, so he's just a pistol shot away from death. Really liking that we are seeing the initiative being taken in by the Danish. As again, I mean, they're looking to just, completely brutalize the opposing team. Norway, Sweden, Finland awaits.
Yeah, conquering every country they can.
I mean, I guess they're living up to their old name,
Oh, yeah, that's true. It wasn't Denmark had like a big empire.
Denmark controlled a lot of the Nordic countries, man. They ruled
Zoctai
Sweden.
was a part of it.
Yeah. Never forget the Battle of Visby, boys.
All right.
Very close to home there for you, Volti.
Yeah.
Well, evidently, I mean, you can see that again. They're playing a very slow round, Zoctai, as they're just desperate to not run away with this one. They try to find a good tempo, and I think they actually managed to piece it together fairly well in terms of the momentum. But for now, they still need to make sure that he's like getting those entries, and Bosso is going to find one frag there very rapidly. Onto Radifaction. Truth is going to be able to make that return frag though, as the B side is looking very, very open.
That's a really good play coming in from Rosie, coming through to CT side, just to unallow any sort of rotation or play that anti-rotate spot, getting the first frag on whoever. Yeah, were you in ladder room? See, Truth, he's so confused by the fact that someone was inside a window, but they leave that area open. It allows for them to take that control. And Zoctai, they're going to be working with that for, with every opportunity that they ever could. Team123, one of the things that we're seeing in the rounds, in the two last rounds pretty much, is B apartments being pushed into.
Yeah.
Over and over again. I think it was Rezix this time to get that initial information. I
think it's kind of cool, right? Because we saw a bit of a shift there. A lot of focus was mid and then A, and then it's gone back towards the focus on B. And I think that's actually really smart coming out of Team Zoctai, because you can see that initially we saw Team123 actually play very conservative. They had someone taking a very aggressive angle there in apartments, the other one falling a little back towards short. So they would always have the man advantage moving into the B area. Now you can see that they're actually paying them a little bit more respect. This time, though, with the pistols, because it is that kind of round, they've taken fairly aggressive positions. But, I mean, in general, you could see that it definitely forced Team123 to make an adjustment.
We'll see about this on middle. Rezek's going to be holding this off with a Deagle. Sunray in the middle as well. Flashbang's going to be coming through, but it isn't going to unallow anyone to get a headshot with that Deagle. Rosie going down instantly right there. And now they're going to be playing patiently to see if anyone's walking into their sides. Pretty much what you can do with the Eagles is wait for them to come around a corner. Then again, if you're good enough, come around a corner yourself and just get an instant shot. We've seen that. Both them from Fnatic, AT, one of the guys that can do that, if anything. Ratifaction and the rest of the gang coming over towards that A side, allowed to get the plant. Nada Safix with his team trying to surround them and work for the retake, which I don't think is impossible, actually. Nada Safix has a really good position to get whoever is standing right in front of him. I think that's Ratifaction. And that's just what's going to happen, taking him down to a lower amount of HP, getting the frag eventually. Now a 3-on-2 situation. Smokes are going to be landing through as well. AK-47 spotted out on stairs. Luckily for him, he gets the double frag. And star rate for the Deagle gets one, but Truth is instantly there. And that's just what you were talking about with the double play. Zoctai placing themselves in an order which allows for them to always survive with one more member.
Yeah, again, cutting it very close there. You have to respect those pistols. Some of those shots, man, absolutely.
Yeah, it boils down to a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, so and especially like he had a Deagle as well. So one shot is all it took.
I mean, look at the money situation.
Absolutely shattered, man. The only man with a substantial bank is HCK. He can drop a couple of rifles into the next round, but for this one, yeah, this is going to be the last. It is going to be a round that I think is still going to be fairly crucial here to decide the momentum when it comes to the economy in this game. However, Team Zoctai have been able to start tying things together. 8-13 now. So they are definitely coming back into this match. Cannot count them out just yet. Now, Nada Safix has actually been fairly quiet on his end of things. He used to be very aggressive, but, you know, like we pointed out there previously, is that all of that B pushing has really sort of forced him back into a little bit more of a conventional style. Now, Cyclone is going to be able to find the first initial frag. Celerate getting burned out from under Shadow, but it's not going to be enough. He's actually not going to get a reaction out of it. Bring down one man and then trade out as Zoctai's Truth is going to get knocked down to only 11 HP. Ratifaction as well, walking out on the side. Now going to go for the bomb plant in the open. Platform was as short as well as the ramp area. 2v3 retake. Resix is already going to be opening things up here very well as he comes out from the ramp. And I think he knows that there's another man there playing close on the side. Nada Safix not going to land the shot. And now it's a 2v1 situation. It's all up to Resix. 1v1. And the bomb is in his vision. He doesn't have a kit to play with. Going for the flashbang. Is he going to stick with it? He's going for the fake. A game of cat and mouse right now. And time is ticking. There is a kid right in front of him. He's going to go for the shot and he will get it. Does he have enough time to defuse though? I don't think so.
Why doesn't he pick up the kit? It was literally in front of him. Resex, what are you doing? Picking up the AK. Goes for the save. This happens to the best of us, obviously.
I think at this point, I think one of his teammates like there was a kid in CT. That's why he stopped him like flailing around.
Yeah, probably.
Man, that is rough. Should have been a one round. That is definitely something that that could most certainly tilt you a little bit.
I want to see the reaction. I want to see them watch this VOD.
Yeah. Stream it.
Oh my god, that would be like, that's a plan for a show. You know, people love watching reactions on YouTube and stuff.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? So pros react to their fails or something like that. That would be cool. Anyways, let's get back into the groove of the game. Let's see what's going on. AK-47 picked up on Resix, and they're doing just the same thing we saw earlier and that we called out as Resex pushing up inside of apartments, trying to get a lot of information. Not only that, but he smokes himself off for some weird reason. Enix, pardon me, is gonna be playing close range here. Truth goes in for one frag on the other side of the map, but as I mentioned, this initial peak should be coming in for Resex.
Now
and if
he's
not,
feeling it, man.
Yeah, he's feeling someone's close.
He really wants to go for it, but the Enix is holding the angle, but instead Resix is actually going to end up taking that one. Not going to be able to follow that up with a second kill. However, Cyclone finds a man through Underground with that Desert Eagle, and now he's secured himself an AK, and bear in mind, all of these men have armor.
Yeah, so
picking definitely workable.
Picking up a weapon is going to give you that full kit pretty much, except from the nades. Nada Safix moving instantly over towards the A side. Basso left alone here to work for the P250. Could potentially go in for one frag on the closer ranges, but nope. As he spotted out, HCK is going to go for the pre-fire with that up, and Basso goes down. Now 2-on-3 situation. Cyclone with the AK-47.
Oh god. Oh, okay. Okay.
I thought he was going to do just the thing you thought, I think.
yeah.
Nada Safix with the AK-47. They're lining up for a crossfire, but it's not going to work in their favor. Ratifaction and Rosie comes in with a double play. Cyclone and NATO just instantly going down right there. 13-10. And Zoctai actually goes in for a pause right after winning a round. I thought they were going to lose this one after what happened inside of Underground. The Deagle coming in.
Again, another one of these close rounds. Like both of these teams, I feel are like very close to one another in terms
they're
of
definitely
touching
touching.
power. Yeah. Fingertips, man. It's so close.
One of the nail biters that we see.
Yeah, no, most certainly. But tactical timeout now being called here from Zoctai, and
is it tactical? Do we know that? Is that confirmed?
No, actually, it's not confirmed. So it could
Yeah.
be technical. We don't know, but I mean, you might as well use
I
some of this
think,
time to just
yeah.
talk about the game anyway. More than anything, you know, like Zoctai, what they have been doing, if we look at this, 5 rounds put together in a row. And some of them have been fairly close, but nonetheless, they've strung together 5 rounds, which I think is really good after coming down there 3 at the start of things, which is very rough to recover from. And now all of a sudden we are sort of seeing that momentum shift, like you brought up there about in the previous match, where Team123 are kind of struggling to piece things together. Nato Safix has become a lot more defensive. He's started to let go of that very aggressive momentum that he had going. You know, it was working so well for him at the same. And you know, I guess Cyclone has sort of become a little bit more of an aggressive. We've seen him make some very bold pushes in mid and stuff like that. But I feel as if they're not sort of capitalizing off of the advantages they find themselves. Like even when you're down, like when it's 3-3, 3-3 situations, you're on pistols, maybe just a rifle. I still feel that you could play hyper aggressive on that one. You don't need to take things so slowly because it gives the T's a lot more time to adjust their positioning and sort of, you know, brace for impact.
I feel like Rezek sets a really good example of what's going on here. Is Team123, they're really falling into the confidence trap where they think they can push by themselves a lot of the time. Play these individual duels again inside of B apartments, and it allows for so much information to be given away. You know, they lose that one player on the B side right after that. Zoctai has that to work with in mind. Then again, they go towards A because they know that initializes a fake and a rotation towards the A side, and it works because Nato Safix, he's so mobile with that op. And again, it's a very positive thing on the T side of this map, but on the CT side, he's been denied round after round after round. We'll see how this one's going to be working out. This time, missing out on a first shot, 71 HP remaining. Smoke's going to be landing. Has to get the heck out of that situation sooner enough. 62 HP remaining after the nade lands. And now moves over towards his life,
which is very important that he doesn't go down there because, like you pointed out, Nato Safix, I mean, he's been so important for the team. I think you bring up a really important point there as well, however, you know, that the fact that he's moving around so much with the AWP. I want to say that he's almost moving around a little too much. Now, obviously, he's setting himself up towards the B side, which is going to be very good. Full movement comes in again, misses another shot he should be connecting. And this is a travesty right now. Nato Safix, what's going on right now, man? And B side completely open. Bomb is going to go down. Somewhat of a default plant, but I mean, look at it. Just Team123 just completely backing off.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't got the HP to play this one out. I understand them definitely.
Yeah, but those shots, man. Nato Safix, I don't know what's going on right now. I mean,
he's missing out on way too important shots. Not only that, but I mean, sure, he's allowed to go away alive, but he doesn't get much information after firing those shots because obviously, as an AWPer, you want to move out of position.
You always have to reposition. Like it's.
Or readdress your shots, which he doesn't even do in this scenario because he gets smoked off. Or, for example, on the B side, he finds himself too pressured to take another peek.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, at this point in time, I mean, what do you think they should do with Team123? Because they've definitely lost all of that, the wind they had in their sails.
I feel like one of the things that we could be seeing is definitely just a more defensive style of approach against their enemies. Middle potentially being a little could be a bit more offensive in middle with 3 players coming in from not only connector but window and short to grab that map control, but then right after that back off as
I could even see Nato Safix taking a peek from CPL, having 2 men push mid with a flashbang.
Yeah,
to force out a little, like, you know,
some sort of element of surprise.
Exactly, readjust a little bit of the pressure onto CC sub. This is a great play to do exactly just that. But look at that. I mean, Zoctai not going to be playing off of this, and no one's going to be walking out into that mid area anyway. He might be able to find some sort of purchase here with his patience eventually, because it does look as if one man is sort of hesitating to walk out there. It is Rosie. But yeah, not going to be committing to that one.
So right, getting the first one on Ratifaction as he commits towards that A side. But what I was going to point out earlier was there's only one player on that B side with a push that
Don't
is...
do this again.
Yeah, this is what we saw. Oh, actually, he utilizes a smoke bug. He spotted one player right there, I think. So he should just back off. Yeah, he goes for the pre-fire as well. So right, with the A4 pushing inside of Palace. And this is where that push is going to give so much for them. Not only information-wise, but kill-wise. Look at Rezix. He's repositioning, getting ready for these frags to come in. And Nato Safix does that just as well from his position. Enix is going to be going down now 2-on-5. Or 2-on-4, pardon me.
Yeah, solid shot he lands there. Really important that he gets that one out. Rosio's taking a very aggressive position into the kitchen area. He's going to try to catch out anyone coming in. Good supportive flashbang coming in as well from the teammate there, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 2v1 pushing this through, gets one. Rosie's going to get away with his life, but ends up getting punished. 2v1 situation, and that's going to quickly get shut down as truth falls, and Nato Safix will clean things up. Now, finally, they managed to find another round on the CT side for the longest period of time. 14-11, and finally Team Zoctai gets stopped dead in their tracks.
I mean, for Zoctai, this ain't no issue. They've got another round to play with, thanks to their bank. Now Team123, they're on the CT side being much more expensive. Not only that, forced to buy in this round, might be facing a deficit in terms of money. Then again, they've got back on 2 of the players, allowing for a draw potentially. And they're getting closer and closer to the end of this half, which Zoctai could just abuse so much of if they win this round. So we'll see how this one's going to be going. Op in the hands of HCK. Decides to back off right after that. Flashbang in his hands.
Danger as well here to point out, you know, economically, is the fact that if even if Team123 end up winning this one, going to a 15-11, if they lose a lot of team members, they are going to be up against, you know, again, like the risk of it getting overrun with those Tech 9s and probably an AK or 2 as well there in the hands of Zoctai. So I still don't think they're out of this. Obviously, though, I mean, 14-11. They need to make sure that you don't throw this one away, because they have been doing so well in finding some space in this round. Again, HCK is going to go for a very aggressive peek, walk up to a slope, and he's going to get the kill on Basso. Such audacity. He was not ready for that one. And yeah, that's a good start here to bringing it up to a 12-14. Wow.
That's a great one to work with. Definitely Basso in a way too offensive position by himself.
Completely unsupported.
Yeah.
I
think the reason Nada Safix is sending his CT is to get the reply frag on that, but he wasn't expecting the smoke to come in from his own teammate, actually. And that communication wasn't given away. Now, Truth has got to go in for another one. Sacron's got to be going down. Nada Safix repositioning, readdressing a shot, missing out on the one he did readdress, Enix. Going down. However, from another angle, you've got Cellrate going in for the frag on Truth right there. And they haven't got the plant yet. Nada Safix allowed to reposition yet again for another frag. Rosie goes down. Now a 2-on-2. Working in favor of the CT side as 20 seconds are on the clock, and Team Zoctai are forced to make this plant happen. Nada Safix disallowing any sort of win here from Zoctai as he goes in for the last frag right there on Ratifaction. HCK left alone with 11 HP, I think that was. Couldn't do much. 15-11, and 1 point away from winning this match. Team123, I think they've got this in their pocket.
Look at that. They can just squeeze out a couple of AKs here on the T side, Team Zoctai, that is. Deagle here for HCK, Enix with that UMP as well. And in terms of utility, very limited. A couple of smokes, handful of flashbangs as well, but Truth already. And actually, they only have 2 smoke grenades, which is going to be really rough here on Mirage. An A-take is virtually impossible if they're going to be pacing themselves for a slower one. So at this point, I mean, I guess it's just going to be about brute forcing their way onto this A side. And that's a really good start here. Rosie opening things up, and now they have to go. Ratifaction finding the kill into Cyclone as well, as they're going to be rushing up towards this A side. There's no one to contest right now, as the space is completely locked down. The smoke's used very well here to completely lock down a lot of these areas. As you can see, that Cellrate really pacing himself. He doesn't want to go in too early. And this is actually the force Team123 to go for the full save. Really nicely done here by Zoctai. Utilizing that momentum and the violence of action so well there to completely overwhelm the defenders onto that side.
I think that's because of the loss after the win, or the win after the loss, actually. Let's take a look at the scoreboard quickly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so they got 2 rounds here. And then in the next round, they're going to be reset, forced to go for the save, because if they lose all these weapons, they're forced to go for an entire eco instead, which is
and coming up against rifles and stuff like that.
That's it. Yeah, okay.
Essentially a lost round, just already from the get-go. But anyway, let's see if Celery can get some damage done right now. You can see they're looking for him. Gets 1, almost gets 2. Not going to find the kill onto Enix, who somehow, that's a godsend, is going to be able to stay alive there. 15-12, still match point right now here for Team123. But like you pointed out, they might have to go for an eco, but you can see that, oh man, they're actually buying up here.
Yeah, and it's thanks to that save, I believe. They're going to be going offensive with the SMGs, potentially. It would be
I'd like that, actually. I think that could be a very smart move. Definitely something that I think Zoctai wouldn't expect at this point in the game.
And we'll see about that. HCK on middle here, playing together with that off. Mollies are raining over just to clear off positions. So Nada Safix again missing out on those very crucial shots. One of the things that we've been talking about entirely on the CT side is how he's definitely not delivering to the standard we saw on the T side. 58 HP remaining after those shots landed. Now is the time for repositioning, get the frag on Rosie as he decides to push. He's got to go in for 2 free frags without any further issues. And Zoctai are coming back into this game like monsters, eating them up alive. Ratifaction goes down, sure. Cellrate, he gets a frag, but AK-47 picked up. He's got some armor. He's got some utility. Facing 4 players, I don't think that's enough.
Rosie, man, coming in really loud there. 3-piece for him. Well, 2-piece. Looked like a 3 kill, but yeah, really nice move there onto the short area. Decimating the 2 men playing there. So right now, though, Cellrate last man standing. Like Volty pointed out, he's got so much utility. Kit, head armor as well, so it's just much better for him to hold onto this gun, bring it into the next round. And even Zoctai just pacing themselves. They're not going to be running away with this too much. As you can see, paying a lot of respect here to the last man standing. Oh, Cellrate gets himself a little bit of a cheeky kill right there. So Very nice to, of course, keep damaging the economy of the opponent, because as you guys can see, money here not really great for either side. Obviously, Team123 really struggling in the economy department, but on the other hand of things, Zoctai not the best either. Now, obviously, with the bomb going off, they will be able to get themselves a little bit of a bank potentially into the 29th round. Coming up shortly here. Oh, not a good kill coming in from Celebrate. But the match has been paused now, guys. And yeah, yet again, we're not really sure if it is going to be a tactical timeout or if it is a technical one. But I think Team123, they definitely have to start finding some solution here to the issue, because Zoctai have come in to this round in massive strides. Fairly far behind, actually, at I believe there was like a 10-5 after the first half. And now the scoreline is 15-13. And getting those 2 kills with the AK at the end of the round, yeah, really good for the or rather really powerful, a really good move there to, you know, damage the economy of Zoctai there. So that Celerate stays alive with the AK as well is going to give them a little bit of a leeway, you know, back into the match potentially. But so far, I mean, this economy, we're looking at a 15-14. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if we even go to a 15-15 overtime at this point in the game.
We'll see how they do here. Obviously, it's a matter of deciding what you want to buy and when you want to buy it for Team123. You're looking at Zoctai with...
But I think the biggest issue here, to be honest, Volty, is like the positioning.
From Team123?
Yeah. I feel as if they're like a little bit too indecisive. As initially we saw them take risks they didn't need to take, and they started getting punished for it. They slowed the entire play down, and now I feel as if they're sort of playing scared. They're a little bit... I feel as if they don't really have the guts there to commit to the peaks. So that they're always hesitating a little bit. I don't know. It's just looking really rough.
I feel like
right
they're
the mindset for them has been a little bit broken down, if you will. Zoctai definitely finding some, you know, big momentum going now into this game.
I think a big part of of this all pretty much is that Nada Safix doesn't come up to the level that everyone's expecting him to, especially in middle.
I mean, with the start he had.
Yeah, it was
like the fact that he's cooled down.
He was a bullet train.
Yeah, the fact that he's cooled down so late into the round in such a crucial moment in the game. Yeah, this is, you know, terrible for Team123. Now, obviously, overtime is the best thing that Zoctai can hope for, but already it's looking like we're getting closer and closer. Celerate is going to find one, but it is only going to be just that.
I don't know what to say about that. That was just a complete mow down. Enix has gone down. Cycron with potential of making one frag happen here and there, but then again, he's way too off all over the map to make anything happen. Right now, Ratifaction is going to go in for that plant. There you have it, Truth going in for the last one. Cycron will be going down. Now 15-15 is a potential that I think is more than just potential right now. Zoctai getting very, very close. I think, yeah, actually, there's a tech issue, so they're going to go
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, this
it's going to get solved.
Pardon me. This gives a little bit more time, you know, to break down the current situation, because, like, I think one of the most important things to talk about is, of course, like you brought up there so eloquently, is Nada Safix. Like, he came in so loud in the first half, and even the start of the second half, he was still delivering some really good kills there. You know, after they switch over to CT, but now for the past like maybe 7 or 8 rounds, I feel as if he hasn't really been doing all too much. In the one round where they managed to clinch things together, bring the score up to 15, yeah, he came alive a little bit there, but again, just staying very quiet right now in the second half. And I think that's a big issue, because he, so far from what we saw, especially on the T side, is that he performed like a linchpin in terms of the raw fragging power, and when he's not coming alive, I mean, they just seem as if all steam has been blown out of them.
He's being placed in the very crucial positions as well. I mean, middle being one of the areas where, you know, we've been talking about that over and over
not
again,
landing those very crucial hits.
And that's, you know, you're not only missing a shot, you're giving away so much map control to your enemies that it allows for them to go on this very steamroll that they've got going on right now. And Norway are just coming back to this.
Yeah.
Like
and they don't look like they're slowing down either.
No, definitely not. The one thing I think Team123 could do against this team is on middle. Again, we said that plenty of times already, is push out with more than one dude.
Yeah, go for
and they do that in the pistol rounds.
Yeah, but on the rifle rounds, I think that's where it matters. You know, go for the double peak.
Or triple even.
Yeah, like one through connector, one or short, CPL.
You've got these 3.
That could completely shut down any sort of mid aggression, because we've seen that, you know, very consistently. 2 men moving up to short through that smoke, looking for some information, and then a lot of the time, because they're allowed to get away with their lives, they just back off and then rotate over towards B or towards A. But if they can manage to, you know, shave off a couple of guys as they're making that play towards mid, then, you know, that would be a really good way to close out this game. But so far, we're 1 round away from overtime.
Now that's creepy for Team123, I believe, having the lead that they had. I don't know how many rounds they've lost in a row right here, but it's definitely too many, if anything. Basso and the gang, yeah, actually.
It's going to be 9 rounds.
9-5 in the second half so far in favor of Team Zoctai. So they just went with the flow, said what the Australians said back in the day, and when you had pop streams, if they can, we can. Flashbangs are going to be coming over. Basso here with the M4, getting very ready for this initial executing. Oh my god, he should really just stay in this position, work this one out. They should have no potential idea that anyone's standing here. Goes in for the first one, goes in for the second one, allowed to do that. Might just go for the third, but they've got the team play coming in by Cycron, going in for not only 1 but 2. And he's still alive in his skin to work with.
Yeah, but the bomb is down.
Ratifaction has got no chance pretty much. I mean, he's got the flashbang, he's got the vision blockers to work with, definitely. AG in his hand. Flashbang's gonna be coming over, or actually a smoke coming over towards short. I think that's just to confuse his enemies right here. Should be, but they're still just holding this down perfectly. Ratifaction, we're running into the side, and they're gonna try and get that information. Cycron, I'm not sure if Cellrate saw him right there, but I feel he did because Cycron instantly turned his sight over towards slope, and as Ratifaction comes out into the field, goes in for the first one.
Wow, what a spray! Oh, he's gonna get the headshot, but ResX is so quick on the return. That was closer than it needed to be, though, but really well played. The Team123 managed to close things out after a hard-fought victory going to the very final round here on Mirage.
Are we watching old NIP where chokes happen until you finally win at the 14th? What do I know? I mean, it's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, that was that was kind of sick, though, with the SG going for the spray. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a non-scoped spray like that.
No, he went for the non-scoped, and then he went for the scope.
Yeah, so sick.
He's playing Call of Duty pretty much.
Couldn't have said it better myself, guys. But yeah, guys, so that means that after a hard-fought victory there for Team123, and the Danes close it out in the second map here today in the Nordic Championship Series. 16-14 and a 16-4.
It's a bummer for us Swedes, obviously.
The Norwegians definitely showed that he could put up a good fight. But our boys are going to have to swing back much harder in the next rounds coming up.
That's it. That's what I mean. For this game, what you can pretty much say is Team123, they were lacking. Natus Affix wasn't really stepping up to the play that we were expecting him to on that CT side. Wasn't allowed to do a lot of the work that he wanted to. One of the things that we saw was middle being given up round after round after round. Absolutely. He failed on his bullets, for example, and right after that, that was taken.
I think like 4 or 5 frags, you know, that should have been kills, like easy kills for him to make. And the shot's not connecting, and then loses control. And like you pointed out before, like in one of those rounds, we saw that just too many guns pointing his way for him to re-peek, and then he has to fall back. They go for the save and give up another round. But I mean, they managed to still tie things together, and then at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you end up winning the game.
Obviously.
So yeah, guys, 2 Danish victories today, and if you're a Danish fan watching here tonight, you know, bring out your beer, crack a cold one to celebrate. That was the first round here, guys, in the Nordic Championship Series. It is, of course, round robin, 8 teams duking it out. Everyone is going to face off against everyone. And we're going to have another 5 broadcasts of this throughout all of July, leading up into those finals of the 5th of August, an assembly in Helsinki, Finland.
Don't forget, 200,000 crowns in the prize pool, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite a lot, and these teams are dueling out to get to that stage. Yeah, man.
It's going to be sick. I'm really looking forward to that one. This first day has been really exciting already so far, so it's some really impressive play. Like I said, Frags is definitely a team that I'm going to keep my eye on. I'm really looking forward to seeing them play. And you know what? Maybe seeing them even face off against Team123, like a Denmark versus Denmark would be a really sick game.
That would be a clash.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like those.
And we've got that. We've got that coming up, obviously, because
it's true.
Group stage is
round robin, man.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see that game coming up. Hopefully, we get to see that on the stream. And yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We've got SanDisk, we've got Estrella, we've got Monster. Actually,
Comhem.
Yeah, Comhem.
Yeah, I can't forget those guys, of course, providing us with the sick connection so we can broadcast this to you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching tonight. Volty and I have had a blast, man. And I'm looking forward to return with you on the... That is going to be
3rd, I believe.
Is that going to be 3rd of July? That's going to be more CS. Next broadcast coming up from the Nordic Championship, though, is going to be StarCraft 2 on the 29th. I'm looking forward to that one because obviously it's in my name, guys. Tenchi SE2, so I'll probably be there Hopefully, this man will be down to come and hang out in the studio. We'll see. But otherwise, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we will see you next time.